one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
That intro is just always phenomenal. I feel like I forget that I'm here. I'm like, okay, you got to pay attention, girl. You got to focus.
I know. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Artist Talk. I am your host, Jazzie K.Ward, and I have my lovely co-host. You can introduce yourself.
The lovely Dr.G. How's it going?
It is going well. Well, you know, this is a show, Dr. G, where we dive into the minds behind the music, right?
Yes.
The minds behind the music, or whatever that it factor, whoever the guest is on the show.
And we have a lot of people with that it factor, and that's not going to stop us tonight. We got another one.
I know. How was your week?
It was fun until yesterday. Okay. I'm not sure what God is doing, but I don't know who's delegating weather up here in New York, because we went from sweater weather last week to I walked outside and it was 87 degrees and humid at 6 something this morning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, this weather, the summer was it yesterday or was it Friday? It was the first official day?
It was Friday. Okay. But I just think that God going to talk to Moses and Joseph and them, and they're going to have to do a little bit better with the transition, because it went from cold last week where I had on fleece zipped up till today I can't take no more. And you could tell by the hair when it has to go back, because if not, it's an afro. Yeah. It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot. It's hot. So I tell people, stay hydrated, people, but I promise you this conversation is going to keep you nice and cool and smooth, because I'm excited today. Mm-hmm. Doctor, joining us is a powerhouse talent. He's a bass guitarist, he's a composer, and a musical visionary. His name is Lance Whitfield. Whether he's holding down the grooves on the stage or crafting arrangements in the studio, Lance brings depth, soul, and a distant voice to every project he touches. We're going to explore his journey as a bassist, his creative philosophy, his stories about the music business, and what the music business means to him. So plug in, tune up, let's get into it, and let's start Artist Talk right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
Hey, y'all.
Listen, it's Monday. We are here. Another great guest. I don't know. We should change the name of this show
What you think?
because it's artists talking. The artists are talking, and that's great. But we be doing some deep diving. We do some deep diving.
We do some deep diving. So, whatever network is out there, Dr. G, I mean, hey, Tyler Perry, you got Oprah Network. Hey, have us on.
Y'all better grab us now before we make it big, and then it's gonna be too late.
It's gonna be
I mean,
hard.
we're always gonna be humble people, but I'm just saying,
I promise you, we will be. Dr. G, we're gonna be all over.
we be already all over. We just gonna be more. Look, as they say, more overer. No such word. Don't correct my English, you guys. I'm a professor. More overer. You're just gonna make it exaggerated. I'm just being me, mad extra. Y'all know I'm extra. Y'all know that's what we're gonna do here.
We know, and that's what we love about the show. We tell our guests when they come on the show, look, this is a relaxed environment, atmosphere. Just, hey, ain't no drama over here. It's about good conversation, good fun. Now, I know we're in a virtual world, but next time in the green room, I have your drinks, your food.
Listen, Mr. Whitfield, don't listen to that. He do that. I'm waiting for this green room wine and cheese and grapes for how many years now? How many seasons?
It's coming. Yeah, have you ever heard that saying, patience is a virtue?
But I'm not.
I understand, but so you know what? I think our guest, we want, I know he's probably patient and he's sitting in the green room, but I think it's time for us to bring him on. You want to introduce him, Dr. G?
No, listen, I like when you do it. I feel excited. First of all, we're doing this because I'm being intentional by allowing Jazzie to say anything. And then mind you, and while Jazzie is being intentional in doing what he does, I am ever so grateful to be here.
Look at this. Look at God. See what I'm saying?
Look, won't he will? Look, won't he will?
Won't he do it?
Right.
Ladies,
we gotta get the guests on. We starting already. We haven't even got anything done yet.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are so excited to have our special guest with us tonight, Mr. Lance Whitfield, who's a recording artist. He's a motivator. He's an innovator. And so without further ado, let's welcome him to Artist.
Wow. That's crazy, man. You guys have me just rolling over here. I'm just laughing. Good time. It's a good time.
We are so excited. We didn't mean to keep you in the green room so long back there, but we just want to make sure, Lance, that you were comfortable.
Oh, I'm totally comfortable now, especially now. First, I was kind of nervous. That first introduction you gave me, I was like, oh my goodness.
I sound amazing, right? Like I sound amazing.
I'm like, wow, I'm amazing.
That's right. And you are. I get when we want to be humble and we want to be grateful, but sometimes you gotta listen. Sometimes your shoulder gotta hurt from patting yourself on the back.
You gotta pop your collar. There you go.
Listen, you have done some amazing things, and they're gonna all hear about it. But sometimes you gotta look back and say, "Wow, I did all that, and I'm still here." So sometimes you just gotta accept it. Accept the love.
I accept it. I accept all the love. Please give it to me. I'm here.
As we say on the show, Lance, shame on me. And Lance's music is new to me, and shame on me for just finding out not that long ago who this brother was. I was like, no, I'm always listening to music and discovering. I was like, how did this brother just somehow get by me? But you know what? I believe that things happen in divine time when they are supposed to happen.
Supposed to be now. Supposed to be now. That's
no
it.
Accidents and no mistakes, right?
So for sure, it's like indie artists. It's just how it is when you're promoting your record and you're trying to get your music out there and in front of people. You spend all this time creating it and spending all this money trying to create it, and then here's the promotion side, and then you have to try to get it heard. And that's the hardest thing, really.
Yeah. So I like that, and I see people coming in the room. Everybody, again, welcome to another great show. If you have questions for our guests, please drop them in the comments section there. I promise you we will do our best. But while you are watching, please go out and share the live. We are streaming on Facebook, also a YouTube channel, and a lot of other places we are also streaming. So again, make sure you drop those comments in the show. Go over to KWardRadio.com is my website. Subscribe, folks. KWard Radio 6084 is the YouTube channel. Like it, subscribe to it. It's free, y'all. It's free.
Now, don't start me. We just got started. Don't have me start showing out in here because people like to ask us, Mr. Whitfield, you guys are great. How come you are not rich? And I tell them because you didn't hashtag share my shit.
That's right.
Which cost you nothing. So listen, it costs you zero. Y'all waste more time arguing with people, dodging spam calls. Just hit the like and share button. Come on.
Like and share button. And our guest tonight, if you make sure you go over to his website, which is lancewhitfield.com, which will be streaming throughout the show at the bottom of the screen. It'll also be in the comments section as well. That's lancewhitfield.com. We'll put that up also on the screen. There you go, right there, lancewhitfield.com. Nice. And so, Lance, get back to the show. So I do this segment called The Real You.
I'm sorry, not but.
You sure you want to know? No, I was kidding. Go ahead.
Of course you want to know. We're here to be nosy. We definitely want to know.
So it's just some questions that I think about maybe just life, just life. So the audience can get to know you a little bit better. So my first question kind of comes about, from life's paths, life's journeys, right? So that first question is, what's a moment from your childhood you still think about as an adult?
Being at the beach for the first time with my mother. That's the first real solid memory that I have. And I used to run around out there, me and my cousins, and run in the water. We were all just like butt naked running in there, man. And
free. Just free.
She was sending my big sister chasing me down the Santa Monica Pier because I just would run straight down the Santa Monica Pier. And she's like, go get him. He ain't got no clothes on. So the first kind of memory I remember, from my childhood is like that.
Okay. I love that. So my second question kind of comes again from, sometimes it could be some struggles as it goes into life lessons and what you've learned from those lessons. So what's one of the hardest things you've had to go through? And if you can share that, but what did it teach you?
Well, that didn't happen to me until later in life when around 2005, my parents both passed away like a week apart from each other. And the funny thing about it is that they broke up when I was like 1 year old, and didn't have anything to do with each other. At the end, they were getting out. They died like a year apart from each other. Not to bring everybody down, but that's the first thing that I had to deal with. So from 2005 to like 2010, man, I couldn't listen to any music. I couldn't listen to anything, even if it was new. Everything reminded me of them. Didn't matter what it was. Every song that came on, and it was that one song that came on that really was just killing me at the time. Was John Legend, "Ordinary People"? I think that's what it's called. "Ordinary People."
Yeah.
And that got me. I was just, I said, okay. I told my wife, just turn off all music. I just can't do it. But what I learned from that is, it made me stronger. I ended up being basically kind of like the patriarch of my family at that point, so I had to step up, that was the time that everyone was looking at me and looking to me to like, what do we do? How do we move forward? And I said, we just keep going, because that's what they would want us to do, is to keep going and don't stop. So
wow.
So
it's crazy because ironically, usually music is plays a good role in healing, because it's always that song that kind of says what you probably just can't verbalize yourself.
Yes.
So to hear that it did the opposite is different.
It did the opposite for me because, I had a lot of music in my life, and I'd go through the house as a kid. I'd hear my pops playing, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, you name it, John Coltrane, Dexter Gordon, all kind of stuff. And and just to have that happen when those songs would come on, I can remember being like in Washington D.C. as a child and coming down the staircase and John Coltrane was playing and that song was playing and I was just,
Oh wow, yeah.
Just couldn't take it, just couldn't take it. I'm a very sensitive guy, man. I've cried like that.
That makes two.
I'm an emotional crier. If somebody start crying, nothing to do with me, I'm probably gonna start crying. It's a sympathetic cry. Listen, we're human, which is good. I'll take it.
Some cats will say, "Oh man, you're being weak" or whatever. But for me, it's a sign of strength to be able to just, release it, let it go, share it with others. Share
See,
their pain.
this is the problem we have now. You want people to wear so many hats. You want them to be strong and stand firm, but I want you to be supportive and emotional. A lot of that stuff comes together. Sometimes you're gonna cry, and I tell people all the time, crying is a great way to cleanse the body. When you cry, you just release so
Right.
much. It's something that you got to do. Release that energy, because trying to hold it up and keep face and stay this, it gets to be too much. Because at some point, that boiling point, that pressure cooker, that lid is going to pop.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to, my brothers, we laugh about that all the time because all of our brothers, I have all brothers, and they cry, but they are off to themselves criers, I believe. I just let it out.
Everything, just
yeah, just ugly crying, just the whole Viola Davis on what was that show, Murder? I forget what it is. Man, when she was crying, boy, it was just
Murder She Wrote. No, not Murder She Wrote. How to Get Away with Murder. How to Get Away with Murder.
That's it.
Because when Alice pulled that wig off, it started.
That was everything. That was everything right there.
That was everything.
That still is everything.
My brother, something he told me to watch the other, maybe a week or so ago. He said, "Well, did you watch the movie? Oh, the latest movie, Straw?" And I did watch.
Oh.
It was a great.
I haven't watched it yet, but go ahead.
Oh.
It's good, huh?
Awesome. And so I said, "Yeah, I did watch it." He said, "I know you cried."
It's funny because they were trying to give a little backlash for that movie. It's like, oh, why you gotta always put women in that? Like, first of all, we as women have to carry the weight of everyone. We gotta take care of our man, and it's a lot. And you got people and it's not just women. Men have some of the same issues that we had there, where you just trying to keep going, and every time you take those 2 steps forwards, something is just dragging you 5 steps back, and you just can never. You feel like you can just never get ahead. And at some point, you snap. That's why you got to cry. You got to release that energy. You hold that stuff in. You become that ticking time bomb.
That's right.
For me, the women are the strongest, man. It's like they can fix everything once it's completely broken. My wife always says, "Get out of the way. I'll fix it." Right? I admire and love her for that. I do a lot, but I got to give it to her. She's the super strong one. She really
now, just after that comment, just so you guys know, I was impressed and I love Mr. Whitfield before that comment. I love him more because he right.
I'm sure you do.
I totally respect you guys. Respect my I was raised by my grandmother and my sisters and stuff, and just big respect there, man. I mean, I taught that to my son. I'm just showing him the way,
Yeah, I hear this thing about sometimes they say when it comes to African American women that we have to do too much. We have to always be strong. Well, sometimes we have to do it because you put us in that situation. We have no choice.
Right.
Because if we don't do it, who else is going to do it?
I know.
You put in that situation all the time, but it happens.
That happens, and so my third and final question for the real you. I'm looking at daily in the mirror as we look at the scope of things. If your life were a book, what chapter would you be in right now, and what would be the title?
Wow. Okay.
That's a good one, Jazz. You going deep.
Yeah, that's kind of deep. I'm trying to figure out an answer for that one. I guess I would be. That would be assuming if the book had 12 chapters. Let's just say I would be in chapter 5 or almost 6. There. I feel like I'm going to be around for a long time, but God has other plans. You're here right now. We could get off this and I'll be gone like that. But from my perspective, I'm like in chapter 5, chapter 6, maybe of my life. Now, as far as what it would be called, it would be called the universe. Chapter 5 and 6 would be called the universe because everything is there at your fingertips. Okay. You just got to reach for it, believe in yourself, and keep going. Don't stop.
I like that.
Okay, I like that. That's decent.
I like
space is
Mine's going to be chapter 2, hotmess.com. No, I'm just playing. I'm just teasing. I'm not a hot mess all the time.
Through those roller coasters, highs, lows, and hey, I remember. And
see, I think about that question. That's the question that's deep. I think I'm going to call mine's just. I think every chapter for mine is going to just be called flexibility.
Well, see, the universe is infinite. You can go out past beyond the Kuiper Belt and then on into the next galaxy and on until the end. So it's up to you how far you're willing to take yourself,
Or adaptability. Oh, that's another good one. Adaptability.
That's a good one. I like that one too.
And what about you, Jazzie? Don't try to skip the question, bro. What chapter are you in, and what is the name of it? Since you want to give us this deep stuff.
You know what? I ask these questions, but sometimes I am a lot of times when I'm riding or I'm asleep, and I think Dr.G, was it you or somebody told me to keep a notebook by my bed?
Yep, dump journal.
Okay. And so a lot of times when I think of things, because my brain is always running, it's like sometimes I can't ever turn it off. And I thought about this question, and I was like, I was watching something, listening to something, I wrote the question. And so I really had to think about it. I don't have a definitive answer for that, but what would the title of my book be? But also Lance made me think about, I do like the title Universe, but I have to think of something of what I think that would be. And Dr. G, can I get that back to you next week?
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep.
I want to be in this conversation.
Yeah, we're going to circle back to that one.
We'll circle back.
You might have to the end of this show.
Okay, I might give it to you by the end of the show.
He said, Mike, like he got a choice. Okay. Chapter 50, Infinity. Okay.
Yes. Infinity.
Okay. All right. I like that too. And so that's my segment of the real you. That wasn't too bad, was it, Lance?
No.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. And fun. So everyone that just tuned into the show, welcome to Artist Talk. I'm Jazzie K.Ward, your host. My co-host is the lovely Dr. G. Our special guest is recording artist and bass guitarist, Mr. Lance Whitfield. Go to lancewhitfield.com, the website. Wherever music is streaming and wherever music is sold, go download, go buy. Lance, do you also, we like to ask, I guess, do you have hard copies of your projects?
I do of Unbossed. I have CDs of Unbossed. I'm on the fence about the new album, whether or not to actually make CDs, because it seems like people don't listen to those anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, do I just leave it totally digital? And if I'm going to spend any money, maybe I should make a vinyl. Vinyl. And yes.
We had this talk about vinyl last week, and it got to the point where they had me go out and buy a whole record player.
That's what you got to do. We did that just in the past.
Because I love vinyl like that. I said, growing up with music everywhere, that was a big part of your parents having guests over, having friends over, and you play records and you just line it up. And think about it, no commercials to interrupt you when you play in vinyl.
Yep. I love that. And since we're talking about music and vinyl, let's take a little sneak peek and hear a little bit before we get into conversation of some of Lance Whitfield music. Chef D, you're in the background. I think that first track, is emotional. I think that's the first track. I want people to really hear this track a little bit, and then we're going to come back and have a little bit more conversation with our special guest tonight.
Okay.
Did you
Oh,
hear that?
I almost got my mic. I was about to.
You know, we
Come on,
always
Jazzie. We can do backup.
we can,
Hey,
you know,
bring it. Come on. Come on.
have us there in the next time. So when I hear that song, Lance, you're not just a bassist. You're a composer, you're a producer, multi-instrumentalist. How do all those roles inform the way you play that bass?
Well, I feel like I'm more of a like songwriter than I am a bass player.
Okay.
You know, because I play, you know, a few different instruments. I play the bass, I can play the guitar, I can play the keyboards a little bit. You know, I used to play the drums, but we don't do that no more. Now we just program drums, you know. But yeah, I mean, I try to play the bass as if I were singing the song, you know. So the bass is the lead singer, and I didn't want to throw too many notes in it. I'm trying to do something melodic. You know, a lot of times you'll hear a lot of people, they could be on Instagram or they could be whatever. Every little clip you see of them, they're like, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, where's the melodic flow of it? Where's the part that makes everything make sense and it's happy together? You know, but I'm not dissing them at the same time. They have all the ability in the world, and I couldn't do anything that they, I mean, I couldn't do the things that I've seen some of them. It's like, oh my God, look at this. But it's just the subject matter, it's the material. You know, they don't have something that's flowing and grooving and making that, you know, making that sound complete.
I love
We
that.
was flowing just now. We was just flowing and grooving and just. And it's amazing because you hear these artists talk about this in their craft, and all we hear is, I heard a good song. You don't realize the things that it takes to really get that composed. And I just heard a good song. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pull out my mic and get going.
That song, Emotional, the initial track was brought to me by Dion Dobson and Jeffrey Freeman. Okay. And I took it and did my thing to it. Right. And as I was doing my thing to it, I couldn't help but keep thinking about my wife and my kids, you know what I mean? So, you know, I get emotional about it. Right. So a lot of the things for instance, even in that video, you'll see me and my wife dancing together. Like, you know, the first scene that you see bouncing and dancing, that's me and her. You know what I mean? And then if you look back just a little bit further, you wouldn't know all this because this is like, no one would know this but me, I guess. But there's scenes from our junior high school where we first met. So she's sitting on the steps, I'm playing the bass in the front, and my cousin was playing the guitar next to me, the light-skinned guy with the long hair. And interestingly enough, his name is Dr.G. I just want to say that. That's why I was going through all of this to get to the fact that my cousin Gordon Grant is also Dr.G. So that's why I'm sitting here with you. I am so happy to be sitting here with you, Dr.G.
I'll take it. I will take all my little wins. Yes, I will.
But anyway, yeah, my wife is pretty much my muse on all my songs that I write bass to, even if it's a track that someone else will submit to me and give me, and I write to it. I'm thinking about her and I'm thinking about my kids, and I'm thinking about grooving and making good music. It's something melodic. I like doing stuff that's melodic. I don't like doing stuff that's just super busy for no reason. You know,
Thank you. And you hear that in the music. You hear that it's just a blend. It's back to what I call them good old-fashioned brown liquor songs. As you know, when you lean back in a chair, and you got that cup, and you start thinking about and start thinking about your story, that's when it's official. It's the brown liquor songs. It's official.
Well, there were many nights where we were writing this music and doing this music, and I'm playing the bass and doing my thing. And guess what? I have my little glass sitting there. And it's got. I'm just saying.
Now, the thing about that's crazy is I love to talk about brown liquor songs. I don't even drink brown liquor, but you know, that's the more we get back in the day. Your parents had people over, you had guests over, had their little cups, their little shaking, and it was just a good time had by all. That was just it.
I love that. But that's what music does. Music, it gives you so many memories. And when I think about, particularly whether it's jazz music or has vocals. You know, I particularly have always been a facet of jazz music. I grew up on tons of music. My mom and dad loved jazz music, R&B music, just soul music. And but jazz music gives me that, you know, that clear understanding of whatever the instrument is playing, whether it's a bass, it's a guitar, I can kind of form my own story, my own colors and textures, and whatever I'm thinking about, whatever that song is and the title. So when I hear the song title, you mean the song Emotional, you know, it gives me some highs, it gives me some lows from in my life from that perspective. And I think that's just what our music does for us. And my brother, Mr. Lance Vantile Whitfield, that's what your music does. I think not only for me, but I hope for new listeners that are discovering you here on this show and platform as well. So thank you for your gift, my brother.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate, you know, people listening. You know, I just want the music to be heard. That's it. You know, and I do it because I love it. Okay, whether or not I ever got paid from it or not is irrelevant. I still am going to make music, and I'm going to make grooves and do stuff from the heart. You know, that's it.
See, when you love what you do, it's easy to create because that's just something that your heart is into it. It's just what it is.
That's true.
I love aggravating Jazzy, so it's just easy for me to do it. Tease it.
That is
Lighten up, people. Just tease
perfect. Okay. And everybody, again, welcome to the show. We have special guests with us tonight. Mr. Lance Whitfield is our special guest. Go to lancewhitfield.com. That's the website to find out more information. If you have questions and comments for our guests, make sure you drop them there. We will do our best to get to them. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a short break. We have Mind, Body, and Soul with Dr. G, and then we're going to continue the conversation with our special guests. All of that right here on Artist Talk.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Shontell Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
Hello, everyone. So I'm gonna bring Jazzy back because Jazzy likes to put everybody on the spot. So I think that it's only fair that we put Jazzy on the spot because this is like a team effort. So while you're getting in the back ready, Jazzy, I'm just gonna throw some things out there for you. So you like to put me on the spot, I gotta bring you into. And you know my little tidbits, I try to make sure that everybody's taking care of themselves. So this is something that you can introduce to your body or make sure that you have the proper amount in your body.
Okay.
Of course, it's not a food, so that gave you like a little hint. This is going to help with converting food to energy. This is going to help with setting your moods, getting rid of depression. It's going to help with your bone health, your heart health. It's going to help, not for you, but for women, PMS. It helps with migraines. It helps promote better sleep. It helps with digestion. It helps you go to the bathroom. What would that be, Jazzy?
Red wine.
No, but we'll change. I'm gonna make that my thing for red wine. And no, it's not Hennessy either. It's just getting your proper dose of magnesium. And the reason why I bring up magnesium because I see all on the TikTok and the Instagram, people are promoting magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. They making it with mushrooms and doing that. And people got to understand magnesium is great for your body. You need it, but there's more than one type of magnesium. There's about maybe 9 to 10 different types of magnesium. And you have to know which one is going to do what you need it to do. Like if you're having constipation and need to go to the bathroom, magnesium citrate is the one you're going to take. If you want to look for just it's easy to absorb. It helps with stress and relieving stress. It helps with sleep support. You want to do the magnesium glycinate. Everybody's pushing magnesium oxide, and we're not going to push that because that is hard for your body to really absorb. You really don't get benefits out of there. But what they're doing now with babies is if you want your child to go to sleep, get you some magnesium chloride, put it in the oil, and rub their little bodies down. It will knock you out. It will take you out. So not only can we do it for the kids, you can do it for the grown people too. You should be getting men should be getting about 400 to 420 milligrams a day. Women should get about 310 to 320, but it's a great all over health for your body. So let's say you're thinking that maybe you don't get enough magnesium. You're going to know that because you're going to have a loss of appetite. You're going to be tired. You're going to have nausea and vomiting. You're going to have achy muscles. You're going to possibly, if your magnesium drops too low, it could cause you to have seizures.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So we're not going to look at Dr. Google. We're not going to look at everybody on Instagram trying to push some kind of magnesium. Go to your doctor, get a good PCP, get some blood work done, and then go from there, please. Now, one food, here's a good one.
Okay.
You could take this one food and from a couple of ounces, get over 37% of your magnesium per day with this one food. I'm going to give you some options. I'm going to say chia seeds, broccoli, Hennessy, or pumpkin seeds. And one of the answers, and Hennessy is not the answer. Exactly, pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds is very good in magnesium, and getting about a good 2 ounces per day will give you 37% of the magnesium you need for the whole day. So eat some pumpkin seeds.
I love that. I love it. And when you mention magnesium, actually, when I work out at the gym, my trainers they tell me that, and I take magnesium at night, and I also have a magnesium oil. And I know we're on time, but my magnesium oil tells me to only put the oil on my calf muscle and the bottom of my feet. Do you know why?
Yes.
I don't understand.
First of all, you got to remember where your lactic acid will get built up is when you're working out. It's usually in your calf muscles. You want to kind of relax those muscles. And, with your feet, a lot of things are absorbed through your feet. So it's absorbed well through your feet. So, yeah. Now, also, you don't feel tired when you're done with magnesium oil because sometimes if it's magnesium chloride, it will make you sleepy.
It does make me, I sleep good with it.
And that's magnesium chloride. So get you some magnesium. Yes, try it tonight. People listen, don't go on Amazon and buy the first thing you see. Just
because it's tons of magnesium. It's tons of
it's a lot. You got magnesium citrate, which is for digestion. That's if you're constipated. Glycinate is for total health. You got malonate, you got sulfate, you got magnesium chloride, you got so many, but you got to find what you need and work it best for you. So that's it. But get some magnesium.
And so, Dr. G, let people know how to find you.
My website is theapplife.info, or you can email me at drg@theapplife.info.
Yeah, and let them know how to get your book, Nia the Germinator. It's available.
It's still available, and she's still fighting those bad germs, you nasty people. It's hot outside. That don't mean come outside and you'll sweat and you flick it on people. There's a lot of stuff in that body stuff going on, okay? So get your Nia the Germinator at niathegerminator.com or my website. Or you all can email me, and I'll get your personalized autograph copy.
We love that. And so don't forget, you can also email Dr. G too as well. And Dr. G, our guest tonight, when you are in the OR, we need you to play his music.
Listen, we need that smooth jazz because once we get in there, we got to just have everything even tone. And the new word I'm using this week, melodic tone, is in there. It is in there.
But I also want you to be intentional.
And don't forget, not only are you going to be intentional, you're going to also be grateful.
And we are grateful for you. We are grateful for our guest tonight. And
yes.
Get back and talk with him. He has his new music, his other music coming out. You can go get it. And so, Chef D, we're going to bring it back to Artist Talk with our special guest, Mr. Lance.
And just FYI, I always still like a hard copy. I want to still get the CD. I want to open it up. I want to read about the music. But now that you said vinyl, again, they got me hoodwinked into buying a record player.
Well, I'm on the fence. I'm waiting to hear from some people to tell me, should I do CDs or should I do vinyl or what should I do?
Either one, we're going to support. We don't care. Whatever it is, we're going to support. Just let us know whatever it is. We will find a way because my record player is like a 10-in-1. It has a cassette player, a CD player. It has a Bluetooth speaker. It has listen. So I'm prepared for any and all of it. Okay.
Right.
Does it have 8-track too?
No, you're going too far, sir. Come on back. Go way back around yonder. Come on back.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That is so funny. I love it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, so Lance, going back to you again, it's such an honor to have you on the show. And so we want you to go back just a little bit, not so far way back, but people want to know your story. How did your musical journey begin, and what led you to the bass? What led you to that?
Well, Parliament Funkadelic led me to the bass. Okay, so I was in DC, and then I decided to come out here and live with my uncle. Well, I didn't decide. My father let me come out here and live with my uncle. So I kept telling him, I want a bass guitar. I want to play like Bootsy. I want to play like Cordell Boogie Mosoon. I want to do this, And he's like, yeah. They're, the bass is expensive, blah, 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 whatever. Right. So I was just disappointed for a while, and then Christmas came. And when I came down Christmas morning, my uncle got me this bass, and at the time it was a Fender Precision bass, and I think they spent like maybe $350 for it or something, but it was made in the USA. Those basses now, not to get all down the rabbit hole, if you get a United States made bass from Fender, it's like at least $1,500 now. It's just insane amount of money, you know what I mean? So anyway,
touching my pearls.
So what led me to the bass at first was listening to Parliament Funkadelic. Then after that, I started absorbing the Brothers Johnson, Stanley Clarke, God, man, I'm blanking out. Return to Forever, all of those groups, Earth, Wind, and Fire too, and then Cameo, okay? And I was just in this funk craze. I just had to do it, Compunction, all that. I just wanted anything funk. I wanted to play it,
Right.
So, I mean, that's the start of it.
The start. Okay. Yeah. So like anyone else in your family, were they also in music?
Oddly, no. No. My family is like a bunch of artists and stuff, but they're like, actors and directors and stuff like that. I didn't exactly, want to do that as a career like they did. My father was like the dean of black theater coming up. He had a show called From the Inside Out. Okay. And he had everybody, all of Black Hollywood came and was on his show, from Red Fox to Morgan Freeman, on and on and on. All these people, I would see all these people when I was a little kid on this show that they would produce every week. It was a weekly show that was on Channel 11 out here in California. Okay. But I wanted to do music.
You wanted to do music. And I heard or read somewhere, did you dive a little bit into acting?
I did. I was in All the President's Men as a child. My father dragged me down there, basically kicking and screaming. Didn't want to do it, but I mean, he was like, "You're going to be in the family business." I said, "Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that. Just wait till I get a little bit older." And then since then, I've done other little small roles and stuff, but it's just mostly kind of background stuff. And I would do it again, but I'm focused on music right now and just making the soul feel good,
Love that. I love that. The soul feels good. This is another question I wanted to ask you that I typically ask a lot of my guests on the show. When you think about music, whether it's jazz, gospel, soul, funk, like, why should people care about music though?
Well, I mean, care about it how? What do you mean by that?
Like a lot of people, I can say, well, why should people care about jazz? Why should people care about gospel? Because, jazz is, I don't know how you would necessarily say define your sound, but do you consider it jazz? Do you consider it like what? And so when I ask that question, it's like, oh, well, why should I care about, say, the music that Lance Whitfield brings to the table?
Well, it's a hybrid is what it is, I would say, because it's jazz funk with a twist of R&B. Yeah. And there are songs on my album that are singing songs, but then there's instrumentation around it, real instrumentation. We got drummers, we got keyboard players, we got guitars, we got horn players, we got string arrangers, we got all these things wrapped up in this record. Whereas nowadays you listen to a lot of the, again, not dissing anyone, big artists, all of that stuff is real kind of manufactured, man. It's like you can get online and you can tell, you know, AI, hey, I need lyrics to a song that is about my wife leaving me, and it'll just do the whole thing for you pretty much. And then you kind of go through and you kind of edit it and move stuff around and kind of try to make it your own. But the thing is that none of it is coming totally from here. Okay. You're relying on this other thing to make it for you. Same thing with music. You know, you can make grooves and stuff like that. We'd have to play those grooves. But now you can take a little bit of a groove and say, you know what, I want a funky country western album with a Middle Eastern feel. Okay. And it'll just do it and give it back to you. And then all you got to do is kind of adjust it a little bit and make it your own. Okay. But to me, that's not true creativity. It's not coming from here, or you know what I'm saying? It's not coming from there. Okay. You're relying on an artificial situation to make it for you. Okay. So that's my feeling about it all. Yeah. So my music is a hybrid. It's jazz funk with a twist of R&B. Right. And I just do what I grew up listening to. You know, and that's my I can't even say it. Manifestation of
manifestation. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Thank you.
Got you.
I love that, because you know what when you look at some of your catalog of your music, Lance, like your song All Night, and you know, we played Emotional, but my song, well, there's two songs that I play a lot. I think it's All I Want to Do with Sue Ann
Carwell. Yes.
Carwell. And my other song, I love Hold On. I think that's featuring Tim Owens. Like the Hold On.
He's got
did you write those?
Yes. Me, Tim Owens, and Dion Dobson wrote that one. And just Tim is just fantastic. I'm always saying, hey, Dion, we got to get Tim to sing this. Hey, Dion, we got to get Tim on this, you know? And he's like, well, you know, Tim can't sing everything. You can sing everything. That'd be fine with me. Let's go. You know, yeah, Tim's great. And I think we're going to start working on Tim's album actually.
Nice.
Later on this year, and it's going to be a total singing album. Okay. I don't know how many tracks we're going to be doing. I know Dion is going to be doing quite a few tracks, and I know that I'll at least be doing one or two or something like that.
Okay. And we have another song. I think Chef D is the man in the background that runs everything. Chef D, let's play another track from Lance Whitfield, and we're going to have a little conversation about
Chef D with the Hennessy. You know?
Yes.
Chef D, so you can hear a track from Lance Whitfield.
It seems the walls are closing in. Can't find a reason, can't find a friend. Just stop and think, remember why. That's how you make it to the other side. Don't you give up, don't give in. This is the race that you were born to win. May not be easy, the fight. I know that you can make it through the night. They say the darkest hour is just before the day.
Hold on. Hey, listen, I got me a new job now. I'm gonna be over here
Woo!
singing, get my mic ready.
No. The song is it's powerful, it's uplifting, it makes you
Relatable.
feel good. Hold on. I take it as no matter life challenges, no matter the obstacles that are coming your way, if you don't have anything else, it's hope and hold on.
That's right.
Yeah, but life is not going to be rainbows and unicorns every day. It's just not. And some days are going to be a little darker than others, but you got through yesterday. You're going to get through today, and tomorrow's it's going to be a little different. You'll be fine.
And always behind any dark cloud that's going on, the sun is shining. You know, the sun is always shining. You know what I mean?
Now, I may not play this in the OR because I don't want folks thinking that towards anesthesia area and all. Hold on, we trying to save you. So we going to have to play that a little different, but that'll be something that one we have to probably save for something else because we don't want them trying to hold thinking that it's just don't walk to the white light like it's not over. But okay, but yeah.
And I'm just looking at some of the comments, and I see they're not coming up on the screen, and so I'm getting messages on my phone and TikTok, and people will just say, "This brother, he's an awesome groove." Tasha Mack, she's saying hello, hey Ronnie, and Kenneth Wynn says good evening, everyone.
We love Kenneth. Kenneth is always here supporting Tasha Mack. We love you. The lovely Costello, we love you guys. Look, always supporting. We appreciate you guys.
I love Costello. Go on.
Costello. Hold on. Look, hold on. Yeah, that's probably the one I'm not gonna play in the OR. I think that sometimes we gotta pick and choose a little wisely. Like, hold on for what's happening. No, it's just but yeah.
That was a fun video to make. I called on all my family and friends to just send little clips from all over the world. Yeah, people sending stuff from London and all over the place. And
my friend Ronnie, he's watching. He's also in London.
Yeah, we get all those clips in there. And you guys watch the show Beyond the Gates at all with it's with Clifton Davis and Tamara Tooney. It's like a CBS black soap opera. Okay, it's just
I gotta check it out.
Check it out. The girl that holds the baby in the beginning is Carla. Okay, and she's one of the stars of that show. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic show. I never thought I would like soap operas, and and I watch it because this is my niece. I'm watching. I never watched soap operas before. You know what I mean? Man, I'm hooked to that thing now. Now I see why my mother was, watching General Hospital and doing, just hooked on these things. Now I understand. I didn't understand back then, but now I understand.
Right.
I think that's the problem. I understand because when I was in college, the biggest thing was we had, like One Life to Live. We had so many things that we used to watch all that. Yeah, not good. Everybody died, came back, died again, came back.
Yeah. So
my favorite one was All My Children. We ain't gonna do that. No, yeah.
I actually have a friend that's in that show.
Oh yeah.
And she was in the first episodes. Renata, yeah, she was in that show. I was trying to her name is Renata Wash.
Okay.
She's on that show too. Yeah.
Does she come back? She come back a lot on it? Or
I don't think so.
Now I got to go back to episode 1 and go look.
Go back to the very first episode and make sure you.
There's already like 58 episodes of that thing already, and it only came out in January. It's crazy,
I gotta check it out.
I'm sorry, I went down the rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Listen, this hour goes by so fast, and it's just such a good time. So what that means is when things like this happen, every time there's a new project, you got to come back.
You have to come back.
Oh,
so tell me about your project.
When you leave me right now, I'm gonna be kind of sad. So I'm getting used to it.
Every week. Look, we're here every week. You can come on back.
You can come back.
Watch out.
So Lance, I'm gonna say when Dr. G is out, I'm like, Lance, I need a co-host to fill in for Dr. G. Brother, can you come
right here? I'll fill in for her and help her out, Yeah.
And so tell us about your project. You also have another slamming. I'll leave off the show with that, Flowers, which I also love. So tell us about your project that's currently out, what you're working on, and what's next for Mr. Lance Whitfield.
Well, the new album is called Freelance, and the first 2 singles off of that album is All Night and Flowers, which is Tim Owens singing again. Okay, on Flowers. He did a fantastic job. The next single off of that album will be Ain't No Way. That's it right there. That's the cover of Freelance.
Right.
And the album is going to have between 12 and 14 songs on it.
Wow.
It's going to be released mid-July. Between July and end of July, it's going to release. That's the target release date. So right now, what we're working on is all the material, the artwork, the album. I mean, the single covers. We're thinking about doing maybe a video, maybe 2 videos. But that's where it's at right now. I'm finishing off the last song now, and I'm looking to get this thing out, man. I'm looking to do it. Some people are saying, don't release it in the summer. I say, nonsense. We're going to release it in the summer. We're going to have a good time. We're going to party.
Oh, yeah.
I'm voting for vinyl. I'm voting for vinyl. Let's go. I need some good record. I'm voting for vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to see. Well, I like the CD too, but I can just listen on my phone. If I'm sitting on the beach, I can Bluetooth from off Spotify, wherever music is streaming, and I can play it too.
Can't take vinyl on the beach.
You can't take vinyl on the beach.
Well, nowadays, listen.
They used to
take my Jeep on the beach, let the doors off, take the top off, have a.
There you go.
Well, back, in the 60s or something, they used to bring record players to the beach. Somehow they had those little portable record players that had batteries. You don't remember those? I guess I'm showing you guys my age right now.
I was born in 1989. I'm just making stuff up. No, I wasn't. I'm just lying. But I remember that. Look, I remember that.
I know that. And so, Lance, I wanted to just tell you, my brother, thank you so much for sharing your time, your stories, your sound with us. It was inspiring, insightful. It was so full of groove. And if you want to follow Lance's work, check out his latest projects and performances. We have the links in the chat right there with the website where you can follow his work. Trust me, you're going to want to dig deeper into this brother, into his background, what he's doing. And I'm sure any artist that would like to connect with you, Lance, what's the best way to reach you?
Well, you can start with lancewhitfield.com, and you can also send me an email, lance@lancewhitfield.com. I don't mind putting it out there like that. Send me an email. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right. And all of our listeners, thank you for tuning into the show, Artist Talk. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, share the episode with anyone who loves good music and good conversation. What about you, Dr. G? You got any?
Just want to say one thing real quick. I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank Jazzie, and I want to thank Dr. G. I appreciate you guys having me here, and thank you so much. But carry on, Dr. G. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please.
No, don't worry about it. Listen, this is a stage that we share with all. I just want to always say to people, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
A little self-care, a little self-love will go a long way. Because if you're not good, you can't take care of nobody else.
That's true. No, facts.
You're not at all. And so as we say on the show, continue until next time. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep the groove alive. That's
the melodic groove.
Yes, that's the melodic groove. Melodic
groove alive. And thank you so much, Mr. Whitfield, for your gift. Anything we can continue to do, support your music. We got you, my brother. And I'm going to ask you, can you hang around in the green room for a minute or two?
I'm not going to hit the button and disappear. Right out the door. I'll be right here.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, another great show. Thank you to our special guest, recording artist, Mr. Lance Whitfield. Thank you so much to you, Dr. G.
Thank you for having me. It's always a fun time had by all here.
It's always fun. You know what? I know we're sitting here and on this teleprompter and these things. I know Chef D behind me. So many questions we always want to ask our guests, but it will probably be a 2-hour show. Would
easy, and I think because we just do conversations,
right.
it can just keep going on and on forever.
It just goes on and on. And so that means Lance is going to have to come back on the show.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to have another conversation, right?
And play some more good music. Melodic groove.
Melodic groove. Hey, everybody. Again, don't forget to go over to KWardRadio.com. Make sure you subscribe. K.Ward Radio, my YouTube channel. Like the page, y'all. Like the page. Go over to Lance Whitfield. Make sure you follow him on Facebook. His IG page and all that is free. If you'd like to send any music, there's my address. You can mail any music. If you'd like to support the show, please send me and Dr. G and Chef D $1. Y'all can send us $1. You know what? You could, all we want to do is listen to some good music, and I want to buy me a nice maybe smoothie, Dr. G tea, Starbucks.
I love my tea. I love my tea. Love my tea.
And Chef D is always going to be Hennessy.
It's always be Hennessy.
I don't know. I'm going to have to ask Chef D about that Hennessy. But hey, everybody, don't forget to join me each and every Saturday on WVAS 90.7 Alabama State University from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. That is Central Standard Time. You can also stream the show via WVAS-FM.org. Have a great rest of the week. Make sure you take care of yourself and always be kind to others. Try to, anyway. Hold on.
Ooh, my flower. I see you smiling in the sun, flowing in the breeze so naturally. And I see you standing in the rain, growing into all you're meant to be. Colors of a perfect love inspire me to sing. So beautiful, so bright, so carefree, so right. Inspiration, my power, my joy, my flower. When you touch me with grace and tenderness, the beauty of your soul reveals. Such virtue and power you possess, nevertheless you freely give.